Okay, so what is today? January 31st, 2022. I went and saw my father at the nursing home for the first time today, and it was quite the sad experience. Okay. First off, my dad has never hugged me. I've initiated hugs, but he has never hugged me. I walked into his room and told him hello. He was sitting on his bed with the blinds were drawn, sitting on his bed. I said, hello, Dad. He's like, who's that? And I said, it's Becky. Um, and this man hugged me and didn't want to let me go. Didn't want to let me go. He hugged on me. And he didn't know what the hell was going on. Anyway, so we were sitting there and I said, yeah, I'll have to bring some tacks or whatever and nail pictures. He's like, no, I want to go home. Yeah. So I said, hey, how about we go for a walk? I got him to get, into his wheelchair. And I found the feet pedals, or the feet stands. I guess I put them back on. And we went for a walk down each of the aisle or each of the halls. I showed him where the fish were and the birds and things like that. And um, he seemed to enjoy that. We got reprimanded because he's supposed to wear a mask anytime he's out of his room, I guess. I didn't know that. I just thought that was for visitors, but whatever. We went back to his room and I was like, well, do you want to sit in your chair? And again, he hugged me. Like, hugged me. Anyway, I noticed, they must have done a blood draw when they did an intake on him, and they used a band aid. Now, I always never used a band aid because he's 92 years old and his skin will tear so easily. I always use that wrap that just attached to itself. So there's that. Whatever. Um, anyway. So he wanted to get in his wheelchair and go out in the hallway and kind of. I took the feet up of it because he can move himself pretty well in that wheelchair, up and down the halls. Yep, yep. The nurses and everything weren't too happy about that. I'm pretty sure because they kept giving me the stink eye. Whatever. But it was getting time for dinner time. It's 5 o'clock, and it was getting to be dinner time. So I was getting ready to go, and Dad goes, "Well, where are you going? Why you got to go?" And I was like, "Well, I got to go home, Dad. I don't live here." And he was very sad. So I was like, "Well, you know what? I'll walk you up to where the dinner door is, and then I will I'll say goodbye there." So I did, and then I started walking towards the door, and I hear him behind me. He goes, "Well, I'm lost without you. I'm lost." He was trying to follow me. So I sat there for a little bit longer and walked him back up and down the halls a little bit more to kind of try and kill time. And then I did, I did leave and I told him I'd be back tomorrow. Before I left for the final time, we were leaving his room and I met a nurse that was actually doing something there. And I was like, "Hi, I'm Becky." I took the initiative to introduce myself. I said, "I'm Becky. I'm Roy's daughter." And she looked at me and she goes, oh, as if, you're the, okay. And so, which made me feel like, hey, what did they tell her about me? And I said, yeah, I've been taking care of him, for the last 10 years. She goes, well, yeah, you're tired. It's our turn. Which is whatever it is. I mean, she's one girl, has to take care of a bunch of adults. I get that. But my whole point of all of this My father could afford home health care, the same care that he's getting down there. He could afford it here at home. Justin didn't even look at that. It is, I mean, if he's so worried about the cost, which is what he told me. I mean, at the beginning of the pandemic, Justin wanted to throw dad into a nursing home right away. Right away. Because I remember having a meeting with Justin and going, okay, so like if we get locked in a shelter in place, I said, I'll go out there and stay, but I'm going to take my cats out there. Okay. And he's like, well, we could just put him in a nursing home. I was like, whatever. Which was his answer for everything. We'll just put him in a nursing, whatever. When dad last fall had a couple of accidents where I left the toilet seat down and he went to take a shit and didn't realize it and he got shit fucking everywhere. I cleaned it up, no worries, okay? But I did tell Justin, I was like, look, if this is a continuing habit, we're gonna need to get some home health care nurses out here or something. Because I'm not gonna do that. Okay. Flash forward, inflation's going up, gas is going up. I'm buying all the groceries, all the food out there, pretty much. I mean, whatever. And, I asked Justin, hey, I want to get paid because if I had a job, I'd be buying a house, whatever. I have been taking care of my dad for 10 years and I did it for 9 of them with no money, my own money. That's it. And as soon as I said that would have been in the middle of December probably. Because Justin didn't think that he needed groceries. He thought $100 for groceries was good enough for a month. It's not. When your man has to eat 3 times a fucking day. Jesus Christ. Or gas. I'm sorry, my truck fucking is a gas hog, and I don't have the fucking cash to pay for it constantly when it's $3 fucking gallon. Anyway. So, yeah. The first week of January, I'm like, Justin, you owe me, for 3 weeks of taking care of dad, which would be, $1,200. And then also to pay for the senior lunches. Okay, so he writes 2 checks out there. He gives me like $60 for the senior lunches, whatever. That's plenty to cover a month. But for my check, $400. He shorts me. Now, when Kathy was going out there, this is after I got back from Colorado. When Kathy was going out there, he had absolutely no problem paying for her for $450 a week to drive up from Nebraska City. Which she would come up maybe twice a week, had dad's car, and would just put, food in the refrigerator. Dad didn't know how to use a microwave. I'll never forget, I was out there gardening because I was able to garden and mow the lawn. That's, when I got back from Colorado. Yeah. Yeah. I was out there gardening and dad came out and said, hey, I'm hungry. Nobody's been out here to feed me. And they hadn't. Justin may say that, oh yeah, I was going out there, but he was not. He was not. Anyway, it's so backwards and upside down. I don't understand it. The man's last wish is he never wanted to go to a nursing home. He didn't want to die in a nursing home. That is sure as fuck what he told me the night before. And to have 24 hours to go to a nursing home. Have nobody explain what the fuck is going on with you. And then just dump you there and leave. How cold and how fucking... unlovable. I mean, my God. God gave me a mission when I went to Colorado. It was to take care of my dad. And I did. And I actually cared about what he wanted. And again, I'll just go over all this fucking again. Okay, it's $9,700 a month for him to be in a motherfucking nursing home. Okay, whatever. He can afford it. That's fine. Spend every last dime he's got. I don't give a flying fuck. But Justin's being fucking shady, number one. Number one, Dad had a lot of CDs, $100,000 CDs, in both Dad and Justin's name. Which is fine, whatever. I believe those CDs were meant to take care of my father in his, golden years, whatever. So my whole contention was keep him home. Okay, hire a goddamn home health care nurses to come out here 24 hours a day. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Have him out here. And then when he burns through his checkbook, checking book account, cash in those fucking CDs and start paying him out of that. Keep him home as long as fucking possible because he is fucking miserable down there. My dad does not hug me. My dad hugged and held on to me like I was his last hope of anything, It's fucking ridiculous. This is what's going on. Nobody sees anything wrong with it. Justin puts him in a nursing home, going to burn through the checking account money, whatever. While he's in the nursing home, he's going to sell his home as soon as fucking possible. So he can use that, and then he can keep those CDs for himself. I think it's wrong. I think it's very wrong. And it all came down to because I asked to be paid. Justin changed the address last fall. There was no need for that. He's a lying little sack of shit. Oh, he told me, "Oh, I did it so that I wouldn't, miss out any on the tax papers." That's bullshit. Anything that came in the mail for taxes went in that fucking thing that was on the wall. For the last 5 years, he ain't missed none of them. Nope. He knew he was just sick and tired of going out there and doing it. He was sick and tired of it. Of course, I guess I shouldn't expect any more from somebody who, the day his dad died, he decided to leave his sick, dying dad at his home and go to Fairbury and get a fucking dog. It's fucked up. That day after, and I had 24 hours to get my shit out of there. Shit that I've spent years bringing out there for my convenience. That were my stuff, for fuck's sake. 24 fucking hours. Yeah. Justin is a manipulating piece of shit. He's just like his mom. He lies constantly. Yeah, he does. He's a fucking liar. He was pissed because I called him out on the goddamn roof. 2 fucking years to do a roof. And he did a shitty job on the roof, might I add. A extremely shitty job. Didn't do the fucking gutters. They leak like a fucking sieve. Whatever. He just wants to sell the fucking house. When he asked me last fall when he was doing the goddamn gutters, or doing the roof, excuse me, well, do you want money or the house? I told him neither. I don't want either. Give the house to Philip. And I don't want either. I could do on my own. I don't want theirs, I only want my dad to be happy and have his last wishes. I don't want him to die in some fucking nursing home, alone, surrounded by strangers in a fucking strange place that he has no idea where he's at. Fucking Christ. He might not have done anything at home, but at least he was at home where he wanted to be. And neither of those boys care about that. And neither does Philip. I don't understand. It's such an upside down world. They don't give a flying fuck. But I'm the bad guy. It is so upside down. Philip texted me back on, "Oh, well, poor Justin, he should never have had to make that decision." You know what, Philip, you're right. And when Dad had his stroke and it was your idea to put Justin as a power of attorney, I thought, hey, no problem. When Dad got out of the nursing home and wanted his things back from his safe and Justin wouldn't give them to him, I wouldn't relinquish power of attorney. My dad he wouldn't relinquish it. Yep. Yep. Utter and complete bullshit. when Dad was sick and had to go to the hospital a couple of years back. And I'm sitting there by myself. Philip was back here at the time. Yeah. He never even came down and visited for 4 days. Dad was in the hospital. He never came down and visited. I stayed in the hospital. Yep. I can remember sitting there. I was alone. So fucking alone. And there's Justin. And here comes Tom. Tom didn't even know. I had to call him and tell him. And yet he takes his side. Anyway, so yeah, there's Justin. There's Tom. Here comes Kathy and Dan, and Kathy is just talking to Justin about me because they are when they're sitting there talking with their heads together and they're fucking looking at me. Kathy, who, started out as a CNA, worked her way up, went to school, became an LPN, then stole all of her patients' medication and would replace it. Kathy, who got hooked on heroin, shooting heroin, banging heroin. That's what she spent all her money on. All of her money that she had, she spent it all on that. She could say that what's her whatever financial advisor lost all. She didn't. Fuck that. Kathy spent it all on heroin. But I'm the bad one, right? I'm the bad one. Yeah. I'm the bad one that went through, my daughter dying by myself. No family members around. They say that God doesn't give you what you can't live through. I don't know if that's true or not, but shit. God, I really cannot take anymore. Please do not give me any more to handle. I guess that's all. I just feel really bad that he's down there. Out.